Breaking news this morning out of America. We still have ammunition companies selling 9mm ammunition, a box of 50 rounds that used to be $9 for $500. This is not okay. How about instead of supporting the Instagram influencers who just take pretty pictures and they don't really test to see if guns work, how about we focus on arming patriots? As always, guys, stay tuned to Channel 99 News. Sarge out. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed the little joke there at the beginning. I guess it's not a joke, that's me being serious, right? Something to talk about, guys, on this episode of Shooting with a Monday. Last week we looked at the Glock 19x. I showed you guys the shooting video when I took to the range, and then also kind of giving a highlight to that Umarex Glock 19x airsoft pistol, which I've been using for a while and I'm very pleased with. I think it's a phenomenal product. Something that I want to look at this week, I found a bunch of old shooting footage that I had, and I don't know why I didn't post it or how it got lost, however you want to look at it, but the 1911 videos from when I first installed the Wilson Combat flat wire spring, I have the couple range videos for that, so I'm going to post it just so you guys can have that. I did two of them, and one of the things to kind of look at that I did, I have me shooting just on my steel side up at the range, so shooting at different distances, left hand, right hand, things of that effect. And then what I did is I kind of made a at-home range video that you guys can use for indoor ranges, outdoor ranges, or at home for even your practice if you do have one of the little airsoft pistols, something to that effect, with different drills that you can do and why I like certain drills. The primary reason that I did the separation of the two videos is so you guys can just kind of, the guys that like, you know, people going out shooting the steel and hearing the steel, you got that one, okay? And I'm shooting targets that are 4 to 12 inches in size, I want to say. I'm trying to think how big the one hanging plate is, but anyway, so different size targets. And then on the paper side, the reason why I really want to give it its own video is so you guys can actually see my shot groupings, okay, and why is that important? A lot of people can go hit these 8-inch, 10-inch steel plates or whatever, but how tight are the actual groups? And when I tell you guys how or why you should do certain techniques or use certain tactics when it comes to shooting, none of that holds any weight if I can't shoot myself, right? There's a comma in there, if I can't shoot, comma, myself, okay? I'm not that dude with the Black Hawk holster that shot himself in the leg. But, so that's stuff to think about, right? So I separated those two just so you guys can, one, okay, go watch shooting steel plates, and then with the drill side, that way you guys can also look at drills that you can do yourself at indoor range. I've seen a lot of videos here on YouTube where they're using this awesome steel or they're using really cool outdoor ranges that not everybody has access to. I've been in some states where that is not afforded to me, so I have to go to an indoor range, and you can't do everything at an indoor range that you can do at some of these other ones, okay? So with that drill, it's kind of some of those drills. Let me know what drills you guys like doing at an indoor range, and what are some of the rules you guys have been seeing. I know some indoor ranges, you have to take like a class with them to draw from a holster, okay? Or like their gun expert range instructor dude who's up there teaching. I first got started teaching at an indoor range, okay, but that wasn't the beginning of my experience, okay? My biggest issue is you get guys who have no military background, they have no police background or no firearms handling background of any type, and they get started up at that indoor range where they're around guns all the time, and they just think because I'm around it all the time, I know what I'm talking about. That is not the case. And that's something to look at too. Just because you're in law enforcement doesn't mean you know how to, use a firearm. Just because you're in the military does not mean you know how to use a firearm. I've said for a long time, if I wanted to know what a rifle was like on a sling, I'd ask, XYZ other MOS in the military, just kind of poke fun and be funny about it. But, just things like that. Just little internal jokes with it. But if you guys don't know and someone says, oh, I did 12 years in the Army and this is the best pistol in the world, Okay, well normally, okay, he didn't use that pistol in the Army, I would guarantee it, because most people in the Army that, are telling you what guns to use, they hated the M9, and they don't know why they hated the M9, but they just did. So they're going to recommend a whole bunch of other stuff that they didn't use in their time in service. Okay? If I recommend a gun to you, one of the main reasons why I'm doing it is based on what I have seen through my experience. I know what's good, what's bad, right? And that's how I can kind of, hey, I know what tests to do, what tests work, what have I seen kind of happen that made guns fail, and what have I, tried out to see that guns, hey, they actually came through it, right? And that's where I get some of the testing protocols for the things that I do. But just stuff to think about with that. Okay, so the shooting drills are going to be up. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what drills you guys like doing when you guys are at the shooting range. Something else I kind of want to talk to you guys about. There seems to be a growing market of these shields on the internet who take, real pretty pictures of stuff, and they seem to be getting a large fund for the issues going on currently. I would be weary of individuals like that. I think we should look more for the activists than individuals who are just trying to make a buck. And you guys can see them, okay? They're the ones that are, hawking O-lights every chance that they can get. So just things to look at, things to think about, guys. Let me know down in the comments as well what other firearms you guys would like to see. I have the On the Firing Line video series where basically it's just a highlighted range footage of all the pistols that I have. So let me know what guns you guys would like to see. I'm thinking either doing the 92X or possibly my J-frame. But you guys let me know which one you guys would like to see, just so I can kind of get those videos ready on there. And as always, guys, if you all have any questions or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've had a lot of influx of people, influx of views and things of that effect, and I appreciate it quite a bit. I am working on a couple projects which I think will be pretty good, and it'll be able to give you guys a lot of good insight, a lot of good information, not only from myself but from others within kind of the community, and then it will give you guys a good outreach to maybe ask some of the questions you're not able to. Something kind of last thought here that I want to talk about. We need to stop eating our own. The reason why I say that, I recently had a discussion with a guy who was asking me, well, what gun do you recommend for EDC? I currently have a gun, but I need to change it. And I said, well, why do you feel like you need to change it? And he said, well, it's a Smith & Wesson Shield, and every time I talk to people, they say, oh, you need to have a Glock 19, you need to have this, you need to have that. Okay. I've been guilty of doing this a little bit myself to a certain extent, okay? Mainly in the past when I was uneducated or was in the process of becoming educated. We need to stop eating our own, okay? So we bash individuals who don't carry guns and tell them that they need to carry a gun for self-defense. Then individuals make the decision to carry a gun, and now we want to give 100 reasons as to why they need to carry a CZ hipster gun instead of whatever they're carrying. We just need to be accepting of, hey, you're carrying a gun, that is good enough, right? And quit giving your opinion to crap, unless it's fully educated on what you're saying or doing. So when people ask me, hey, what do you think about this XYZ carry gun? I'll say, hey, I've seen it in class, it hasn't done too well, or it's whatever. That's completely different than, oh, it just sucks. Okay? Give a reason for the reason why you don't think that they should use it or whatever it is. Don't just tell the new gun owner, primarily, or even the older gun owner who's just now starting to carry, that something just sucks without explaining to them as to why it would suck or what you have personally seen. Because you might think something sucks, but everyone else might think it doesn't. Okay, unless it's O-light, those suck. Okay. Also, with that, guys, we need to get good at just carrying or shooting the gun that we have and being tactically and technically good with that firearm. So if I have a Smith & Wesson Shield, I need to figure out my shooter errors before I'm like, well, I'm just going to go get something else. Because if you can't shoot something good, right, and you go get something else, you might shoot a Glock 19 better than you shoot a Shield, right? But you're still going to have those shooter errors, and they're just going to continue to follow you throughout the rest of the time you're shooting until they are corrected. So what I would recommend is get yourself a firearm, right? Once you have that firearm, if you're shooting it poorly or even if you're not, focus on your fundamentals. My biggest takeaway from all the training that I have done is the harping on the fundamentals. Steve Fisher from Sentinel Concepts constantly is calling people out, and I love it. But he made a comment that says there should be no advanced courses. What is it, advanced fundamentals? Because every shooting class, all you're doing is learning new tactics, new techniques, things of that effect, but it's the same fundamentals. Something to think about, guys. Let me know what you all think down in the comment. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. As always, stay tuned for more. Sarge out.